Good morning, afternoon, or evening, dear yogis. This is Echo at Our Echo. And as you can tell, I'm in a really beautiful space to practice yoga, and I'm feeling really grateful for that. My trip to India led me here to the UK. And as I begin my summer tour playing music and teaching workshops around Europe, my nervous system says, oh, I can feel that we're on the road again. And there's been a deep sense of desire for grounding lately. And so what has come up for me and what I share today in the practice is, this idea of burnout. And so many of us, we live in this driven society to consume, to produce, to create, to be efficient. And in order to, be successful is to just continue to move. And my body has told me as of late, in this last year, I began to slow down. And so this practice is focusing really on the kidney meridian and the energy of the kidney meridian within traditional Chinese medicine. This is where we hold our qi, our essence, those drops of our drive and who we are. And when the kidney is depleted and when we are burned out, we can feel a lot of self-doubt. Can feel a lot more fear come in. We become exhausted and depression can set in and anxiety. And a lot of the things that we used to love, we can lose interest in them. And so I noticed for me in this past year, I've been experiencing that question of, is this an experience of burnout? And we don't want to pathologize, because once we put it into the mind that, oh gosh, I have that, I feel those things, then we label ourselves. But it's just more for you to have a framework of, oh, I feel I'm related to in that. And how can I nourish myself more? So the kidney sits on the back side of the body, the lower back. And we'll do some practices today that will touch upon this area of the body. And there are different kidney points that you could do. So this is something you can look up if you feel that this is something that you connect to. We won't do too much today. And also, something that I've noticed in the kidney meridian, the kidneys open up into the ears. And so in the last few months, I've felt really exhausted from creating and building and working with my school and my programs. And there's been this ringing in my ears. And you can experience tinnitus. You can experience that ringing in the ears when the kidneys are imbalanced. And there's lots of different practices that you could do physically to tonify. There's different natural medicines that you could take to work with kidney essence. And so if this is something that relates for you, dive in and self-study. And today we're just going to touch upon some of the physical practices, but take care of your kidneys. This is our essence. This is where our will for life comes from. So that being said, we're going to start just in a comfortable seat. And we're going this little toe mound right below the big toe mound. This point is kidney 1. And we're going to give slight pressure right below that little bump on the big toe. And you can have the knees open. And we're just going to shut the eyes down. And we're not pushing heavy. Not a heavy push. But we're just directing energy in towards the bottom of the foot, up the kidney line, as we work with some postures today to help us open up maybe any stagnation or stickiness in this area. Just light pressure. And just feel the warmth of your thumbs as they touch upon kidney 1. And when we're feeling depleted or that feeling of burnout, like we're just doing too much, bring in that anxiety, fear. I know I've been in a fear state in the last 3 months and I'm just sitting with it. Just impractical fear. And so we let go of judgment, let go of righteousness, and just find a way to calm the body back down. Like, okay, I got you. Take your hands away from this point. And we're going to come down into a reclined posture. So you're going to bring your pillow. I didn't tell you to have a pillow, but you're going to need a pillow or a bolster or a couch cushion, whatever, to bring to the lower back, and make sure it's kind of dense and a little chunky so that you've got some space between you and the floor. Let the knees go wide, palms of feet together, and sit back on to your bolster. Hands come out. And if it's too much for the knees to be open, you could put pillows beneath the knees, or you could cross the ankles and bring them closer to your groin if that feels better. And for some of us, it might feel better to plant the feet, let the knees fall in towards each other. Hands can rest alongside the body, or you could take them out wider. And we're just feeling some compression in the lower back here, along the kidney line, just allowing, again, release of any stagnation. Breath moving in and out of the nostrils. And even now I can hear the ringing in my ears. And it's so interesting in the world where we move so quickly. We tell ourselves, oh, I'm not, this big CEO or real estate mogul, so I can't be doing that much. But even my body, just as a yoga teacher and doing yoga each day and, creating programs for the school, it's a lot for my unique body. So it's not comparison. We don't say, this person does so much, I should be able to do more. No, if your body is asking you to slow down, listen. So any kidney imbalances are all about slowing down, tuning into the subtle whispers, and finding ways to nourish yourself as you move through life. Let's take a few more breaths here. And slowly bring the chest up. Come up to a seat. You can move that pillow off to the side. And coming into Janu Shirsasana, we're going to bend the right knee, let it drop out to the side. Right foot, meaning the left thigh, square the shoulders over the left leg. I'm going to take an inhale, straighten the spine. And exhale, slowly fold forward. Let the head drop down. And if you're really rounding the upper back, stay up on the palms. Keep the spine straight. Again, through lengthening through the back line of the left leg, we're creating some spaciousness here at the back body, so along the kidney meridian. And so these practices do a lot to tonify, meaning strengthening that area of the body, but also releasing, kind of like an elastic band, like stretching it out a little bit, coming back in. And so we're just being very gentle. Deep breath in and out of the nostrils. Let's come up, bring the right hand behind the right hip, press the hips up and forward, reach the left arm back, nice open chest. And now we're lengthening through the front line of the body, counter pose. And bring the body back down, hips down. Let's lengthen the right leg out, bend the left knee, bring the left foot into the right thigh. Square the shoulders over the right leg. So this side is really sticky for me. My right lower back is having a lot of issues. So if you have asymmetry and you can't go as far on one side as the other, perfectly fine. So let's lengthen through the inhale. And exhale, slowly fold. So this is kind of my edge here today. So if you have one side that you're like, ooh, I can't get all the way down, that's okay. And go to your edge. And you notice with more and more breaths, with each exhale, maybe you could go a little bit deeper, maybe not. Let's peel the chest up, left hand behind the left hip, press the hips forward and up, right arm reaching back, it nice and long through the front line. And slowly come back down. Beautiful. Let's bring the feet together. The knees go wide. Take a hold of the front of the ankles and just let the knees butterfly out. Active butterfly wings, sitting up nice and tall through the spine. And again, just moving some energy in the body. Any tightness in the hips can also be felt in the lower back. So here in this activity, we're just activating the lower body, maybe releasing stagnation in the mid-body. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the muscles in the face relaxed. Beautiful, come into stillness. Extend the left leg long, bend the right knee, and bring the right knee up, right foot to the outside of the left knee. Going to take the right knee into the left elbow crease and turn towards the right, twisting back behind us, right hand on the ground behind. And for those of you that are feeling really twisty today, you could take the left elbow outside the right knee. But for me, I'm going to just keep the left elbow around the right knee. Not as deeply twisting because my right lower back is a little tender today. Looking back over the right shoulder. Slowly back through center, extend the right leg, bend the left knee, left foot to the outside of the right knee, and hug the left knee in with the right elbow on the outside or inside, looking back over the left shoulder. And let's come back to center. Cross the ankles, coming forward into tabletop position, so all fours. And let's do a bit of cat and cow just to wring out the spine. Take an inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, belly drops, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to neutral, tuck the toes. Sit back onto the heels, favorite posture, toe squat. Sit up nice and tall through the spine. And here we're lengthening the fascia on the bottom of the feet. So this is affecting that kidney 1 point. Again, this just slowly helps to remove or to release stagnation from the base of the body, and it moves up through the body since everything is connected. Deep inhales and exhales through the nostrils. And if we are relating, if you're feeling like, I can relate to a bit of burning out, energy decreasing, feeling a bit more sadness than usual, fear coming up, self-doubt, just overproductive. And take the time to just sit with this. And this can bring up discomfort in this toe squat. But just let the heat build up through the ankles, across the shins, revitalizing the body. And relax the shoulders, relax the muscles in the face. few more rounds of breath here, slowing time down. This is what the kidneys really need for us to just slow down, slow motion living. Hands to the earth, pat the toes out. Let out a breath. Let's sit back onto the heels. Hands come back behind you. Lift the knees just a little bit. Giving you permission to slow it down. Give yourself permission to slow it down. Hands to the earth. Let's tuck the toes. Press the hips back. Our first downward facing dog. Let it be nice and long. Slight bend in the knees if you need it. Strengthen the arms. Really press down through the entire hand. So palms press in. Shoulders relax, let the head drop, and let the back line get long. So doing some static postures today. We're not moving and flowing, but the energy, the subtle energy is moving and flowing when we just slow down, stop, and observe. And slowly begin to walk the feet forward to meet the hands. Take your time. As you come forward, feet hip width distance. Take a hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll here. Let the head drop down. For some of you, this can be quite intense if you've got a really tight back line. So maybe stand the fingertips, or maybe even put a couch cushion or a block in front of you to bring the ground closer to you. So each of us have a unique body, a unique expression today. Care for yourself. Inhale, come up onto the fingers. Bend the right knee. Keep the right fingertips down. Left arm reaches up. Nice and open. The sun is coming in. This is special in the UK. You got sunshine on a cloudy day. Bring the left hand down. Bend the left knee. Reach the right arm up, open the chest. Hello, sunshine. And in these times where we're feeling super tender, if there is depression coming in, there's grief and fear, it's so important to just really nurture ourselves. Like for me, today I spent many hours when I woke up just playing my guitar, being slow, doing my own yoga practice without filming it. The right hands come down. Hold in, take a hold of opposite elbows. I read a few passages from a book. And drink a cup of tea. So whatever it might be for you, it's so important, like not to push ourselves to be productive and say, oh, you got to get out of this. You got to get out of this. Get productive. Get distracted. No, it's like be tender. Slow down. Life is short. Take care of yourself. Hands to the earth. Let's step back to a plank position, top of a push-up. Press down through the palms, slight rounding of the upper back, pull the belly in. As the knees come down, chest between the hands, hips high. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly. Lift the palms just a little bit here, strengthening the lower back. Let's stay here. So pressing the chest forward, pressing the pubic bone down, and you could feel the erector spinae here at the lower back engage. So we're just building some strength right around the kidneys, some strength for that, some fearlessness, to stay a bit stronger, to be observant. Hands to the earth, forehead down, press up to plank and back to downward facing dog. And let's walk the feet forward again. Take your time. Take an inhale, come up halfway onto the fingertips. Exhale, fold. Hands to the lower back, make a fist. Let that fist come up behind you, opening through the shoulders.
lengthening through the back side of the body. We just pause here for a few rounds of breath in and out of the nostrils. Let's let go of the hands. Inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart, hands alongside the body. Bring hands to the lower back, and we're just going to do some hip circles. Just working with the kidneys nice and juicy, but slow. You might see your grandma doing this posture. You might be a grandma. And grandmas are smart. We're moving slow. And move even slower and feel like the hip flexors, groin, the lower back stretch as we push the pubic floor forward and then back. And move in the opposite direction. And these kind of postures are so good to do in the morning. We think, I want to do more. This isn't doing much. There's a lot happening here. Just slow it down. And come back up to standing, hands alongside the body. Take an inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hands to heart. Hands alongside the body, just grounding here, standing, feeling your connection to the earth beneath you. Old Taoist saying is, how we always say, don't just stand there, do something, move, just act. The Taoist saying reverses it and says, don't just do something, stand there. In these moments of overwhelm, just don't do anything, just stand there. Let's make a little fist and just begin to kind of punch very lightly with love tapping the lower back. Maybe even the glutes a little bit. Really getting into the lower back. And let go. Take an inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold down. Head drops in. Again, we just lengthen, maybe hands to the back of the head. And let the back line lengthen. Hands to the earth. Come up onto the tiptoes, bring the knees down to the earth. Bring the feet out in front of you. We're gonna end where we began. So bring that bolster, block, couch cushion, whatever it may be behind you, right to the lower back. Legs straight. And let the body come down. Just creating some compression at the lower back, opening the heart space. And sometimes what we need is very simple. Very, very simple. In a complex world, may we come back to simplicity and simply learn to just be. To not produce, to not consume, but to make our mornings reverent, to wake up, drink some liquids, have a hot tea, move in our body, breathe, and tune in to what the body is asking.
We've become so mental, so cognitive in this world that our bodies are like lost children. They've gotten left behind. And they're like, Mommy, Daddy, pay attention to me. And just as we wouldn't refuse to love our own children, it's really important that we stop refusing to love our own bodies. These are borrowed. We are on borrowed time. One day, this body will drop away. And so instead of just running away from its cries and its pains and its aches, like a lost child, love it, hug it, embrace it, listen to it, because one day it will no longer be. Time is precious, especially the time we have with ourselves. You could stay here for as long as you like. My voice will fade out soon, but I encourage you to breathe deeply in and out of the nostrils, tune into the heartbeat, the temperature, the sounds near and far, and to learn to soften with yourself, to be an ally to your body. Have such a beautiful journey here with yourselves. Namaste.